Good afternoon, my name is Nicole Sorensen and I'm going to discuss the Stakeholder Education Plan with you. The objectives are stakeholders will be able to verbalize with 100% accuracy the importance of the hand hygiene to reduce illness-related absences within the school. They will be able to understand the financial burden of increased illnesses related to absences as well as teacher absences. Stakeholders will be able to identify their role in helping students achieve maximum physical health, as well as identifying their role in improving community health. And ultimately, stakeholders will adopt a hand hygiene policy to be implemented within the school year. This is a diagram of the Twin Falls School District organizational chart, which we'll go over in a little bit more detail. The stakeholders have been identified as the superintendent of schools, the school board, the human resources director, the fiscal affairs director, the director of elementary education programs, the principal and the assistant principal of Morningside Elementary, the school instructional staff, the school secretary, and the parents. Number one, the superintendent of schools is Dr. Wiley Dobbs. He assumed the position in July of 2003. He has led the school district through economy crashes. He serves as the CEO of the district with the right to speak on all matters before the board, but he doesn't get to vote. He keeps the board informed of the condition of the district's educational system, and if there's any departures from established policy or expenditures of substantial sums, he provides a clear and detailed explanation to the proposed procedure. He also develops and recommends to the board long-range plans consistent with population trends and cultural needs. Next is the Twin Falls School Board. It's comprised of 5 people, each representing a different geographical zone. They are elected by voters within their zone. They are non-paid board members and they serve a 4-year term. The Human Resources Director, Shannon Swafford, is responsible for the Human Resources Department as well as the payroll. She works closely with the superintendent and the principals in planning and anticipating personnel needs. She has been quoted in the local newspaper as stating that in 2014, the cost to hire substitute teachers to fill in for teachers who were ill was substantial and was a substantial drain on the school district budgets. The Fiscal Affairs Director, Mr. Siemens, assists the district's financial management, and he participates in budget preparation. I included him because there will be an expenditure of money that will need to that will be needed to implement the hand hygiene program. Ted Popwell works with the district administration to implement programs and practices that improve student learning and the school district as a learning organization itself. He does work with the elementary school principal and the staff to develop new services and new programs. So if they do implement the hand hygiene program, he will be responsible for implementing this program. Stephen Hoy is the principal of Morningside Elementary, where the project will be completed. He provides leadership and administrative responsibilities to the instructional and the support personnel. He is directly responsible to Dr. Wiley Dobbs. He maintains a standard of student behavior designed to minimize school and classroom interruptions, for example, increased illnesses. It is his job to identify intellectual, physical, social, and emotional needs affecting student success in school. Because student success has been tied to decreased absences, this is definitely something that Mr. Hoy will be responsible for. The assistant principal is Michelle Brewer. She assists Mr. Hoy when he's not able to be available. And then the school secretary, who will be key because she records school absences. And the absences, I will rely heavily on her because I will need to know the absences each and every day. She relays messages as well as other clerical responsibilities. And then the instructional staff, which will include just the 5th grade teachers. And of course, lastly, I chose Faye Abdullah as a nursing theory for the underpinnings of this project. She was a champion for public policy and fostered education about public health issues. She bases her theory on 4 concepts: man, health, environment/society, and nursing. And she described nursing as a service to society, encompassing a holistic model of care, so that society can achieve the fullest physical, emotional, social, and spiritual health. And she describes health as a state absent of illness, whereas emphasis should be placed upon the prevention of illness. For example, the World Health Organization recommends hand hygiene as the best measure to prevent illness. Morningside Elementary has adopted 5 learning standards. One of their mission statement reads, "Our mission will be accomplished when students are responsible citizens who understand the roles and the duties of the citizens and how to improve the quality of life of their community." So I thought that Abdullah's theory and Morningside have a common goal of improving the quality of life within the community, starting with the elementary population. Implementing a hand hygiene program with the intent of reducing illness will not only benefit the school, by possibly increasing funding and decreasing illness, but will benefit the society by decreasing. For the educational theorist, I've chosen Maslow's humanistic theory of learning. He believes that learning is intrinsic, and because this project is being implemented into an elementary school with educators, I feel that this is a very fitting theory for them because many educators also feel that learning is intrinsic. Maslow also realizes that life is precious and that human motivation is based on a hierarchy of needs, for example, physical health. So if we implement a hand hygiene program improving physical health, then we are satisfying a portion of the hierarchy of needs. I also feel that Carl Rogers' experiential learning theory is appropriate in this particular case. He stated that the highest levels of significant learning involve personal involvement at the affective and the cognitive levels. And he described that learning has the ability to change attitudes and behaviors as well as habits. He believes that the instructor, when they are presenting the information, in this case it would be me presenting to this school board, that I should be aware of my own feelings and communicate that within the context of the information that I'm giving them, and that I need to be genuine and engaged in direct personal encounters with each learner. And further, I need to be able to accept the fear or the hesitation or even the apathy from the learner, in this case, which would be the administration and all the stakeholders that we've already described. When I present my information, I'm going to hit them with some big bullet points to try to grab their attention, such as communicable diseases cause more than 164 million lost school days per year among just primary and secondary education. Respiratory infections alone cause 22 million lost school days, and students are absent 4.5 school days a year on average, which doesn't seem like a lot, but when you put that into numbers and you start figuring out how much money is spent either paying substitute teachers, because teachers also miss about 5.3 school days per year, or losing the funding because the student is absent, it equals thousands and thousands of dollars. To implement my plan, I intend to address the instructional staff at a staff meeting, that's already been put on the calendar, so that I'm not expecting these teachers to come in on off days or days where they wouldn't be there already. I will set up a one-on-one with the principal and the vice principal, and then when I present to the administration, I understand that I will need to present to the superintendent, the director of human resources, the fiscal affairs director, and the director of elementary education. These people are incredibly busy, so I do understand that it would be beneficial for myself if we could meet all on the same day, but I am prepared to give this presentation more than one time to accommodate their schedule. I will be giving them colorful handouts describing the project. I will also have the written information of all of the research that I have done. Recognizing that people learn differently. Some people learn hands-on, some people learn with reading and bright, colorful brochures. I will plan the dates for implementation, and those will be all presented, as well as the plan for ongoing communication. I will also draft a letter to the parents whose children are involved in the study explaining the study, which will be written on the 5th grade level and translated into Spanish to accommodate the population. These are some pictures and some examples of some of the information that I intend to include in my presentation. Bright, colorful, fun. And then, of course, getting down to the bottom line. What's it going to cost to implement this program, and and all of this information will be well. The delivery of the information to the children, I am trying to get buy-in from 5th grade students, so I have developed Triple H. He's the hand hygiene hero. He will be present to assist in the presentation, which I hope to be accomplished in a gym with music going, and it'll be fun and exciting. I will give stickers and samples of hand sanitizers and explaining the project. Posters with the Triple H will be placed in the classrooms, and then we'll have an activity where we do a glow germ and a black light to see to demonstrate before and after the effects of. From the stakeholder participation, really I only need from them is their support. The most important in this particular project is going to be assistance in collecting absences, and that's going to be from the school secretary. I do need participation from the students and the teachers and the parents. I do plan to communicate weekly with the stakeholders via email or however they'd like. If they'd like me to come in for an on-site meeting, or if they want me to communicate more frequently. And then of course all the results will be presented to administration, the school board, and thank you very much.